Hello students, good morning. Myself Farul, your computer science teacher. I welcome you all. I hope you all are good. First of all, children, I'm going to tell you that why I'm here, that our school has organized the recorded session, or you can say the video session for this session 2021-22. So that means whatever the course we have already covered through our online class so far, so that we are going to revise first of all through our video session, and after that we're going to continue with the rest of the chapters. Okay, means with whatever is there in our syllabus. Okay, so basically, children, in this video session, I'm going to start with my chapter one, and this we have already covered through our online class. So here in this video, we're going to revise chapter one, that is Python revision 2 one more time. So let's begin with our today's session. Okay. So as you all know that we have already learned this term Python in class 11th also. So here in class 12th, we're going to revise Python one more time. The basic Python that we have already learned in class 11, that is in our chapter 1 and chapter 2, which we have already covered through our online class. Okay, so let's start our chapter 1, that is Python revision 2. And first topic of this video session is what is Python. Okay, I believe that you all know if somebody asks you what is Python, and I guess you all will able to answer. So what is Python? Python is a open source object oriented high level programming language. It is a pure high level programming language which has been developed by the Bodo van Rossum in 1991, as it has been written here, and you can see. Okay, that is, Guido van Rossum is the one who developed this language in the year 1991. Clear? Then the code has been tested line by line, means you need to compile your program before executing it. Whenever we are doing any type of programming language, that times means whatever the code we have already written, before executing it, we need to compile our code so that we need to check whether our code contains any error or not. Right? So here in this Python programming, the term interpreter, because we have already learned about this term interpreter in class 9, as we have one concept over there, that is language processor. Okay, so here the term interpreter has been used, which test our code line by line. Okay, next, then IDLE means if we want to do programming in Python, then we need a software also. So here in Python, the software uses Python shell, that is IDLE. IDLE stands for the term Integrated Development and Learning Environment. Okay, this is the full form of IDLE, and you should know about this full form. Here, Python shell is an interactive window where we can type in Python code and see output in the same window. Means whenever you're going to open this Python idle shell, it automatically opens in interactive mode. Interactive mode means where we interact ourselves directly with the machine, or you can say with the operating system. Okay, after this, I'm going to show you how interactive mode look like. As I know that you already know, but still, I'm going to show you one more time. Okay, Python shell is an interactive mode where we can type in Python code and see output in the same window. If we are doing programming in interactive mode, so the moment whenever we have written any of the command on the same window, we will getting the output screen. Clear? Now come to our next point. Python shell can be used in two ways, that is the interactive mode and the script mode. So basically in Python we have two modes. One is interactive and one is script mode. Like just before this point, I've already told you when we're going to open this Python idle shell, it automatically opens in interactive mode, right? But we have one more mode, that is script mode. So after this, I'm going to tell you, or we are going to discuss about this interactive mode and script mode in detail. Okay, but first of all, I'm going to show you the interactive mode, which is our next topic, that is interactive mode. Okay, children? Yes, so as you can see here, this is our Python idle shell. Here I'm using this version, that is 3.8.5, as this has been installed in my laptop. And this is the interactive mode. How you can see that this is the interactive mode, as you can see the Python version is also written there, and this is the prompt command window. where the cursor has been blinking, so that whenever the user has entered any of the command, like just now I'm entering print and print parentheses, and then I'm entering hello, and the moment I pressed enter, so output I'm getting that is hello on the same Windows screen. So this is the interactive mode in Python. Okay. Yes, so now let's talk about the interactive mode in detail. Interactive mode, as the name suggests, allows us to interact with the OS. I told you before also that interactive mode means where we interact, like as a user, we are interacting with the machine or with the operating system directly. When we type Python statement, interpreter displays the result immediately. That means when we type Python expression statement command after the prompt, the Python immediately responds with the output of it. For example, print welcome to Python programming. Here you can see that print function parenthesis has been missing, but whenever I have typed this print statement in the Python shell, and then over there I have put the parenthesis. Okay, and the output we are getting, that is welcome to Python. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to share one example of this interactive mode, means one sample program I'm going to prepare or I'm going to design in this Python interactive mode. So let's have a look. Yes. So what I did, I have taken one variable that is A, then int function I have used, then inside it I've used one more function that is input function, and then here I'm going to enter the text, that is enter the value of A. Like two parentheses I have opened, so two I have already closed. So now after this, it asks me for the value of A, so I have entered 5. Okay, then I've taken one more variable that is B. Again, I've used int function. Then inside it, I have used input function. Then I'm going to enter the text, that is enter the value of B. Okay. So now it asks me for the value of B. So here I have entered the value that is 7. Okay, so now I'm giving the final command that is print A plus A plus B. So it gives me the output that is 12. So here what I did basically, I have taken one variable that is A, and after that I have used the in function. In function I have used because whatever the text or whatever the value I have given inside the parenthesis, it automatically convert that value to int form. That means int stands for integer. Okay. Then after that I've used this input function. Input function I have used why? Because I want the value has to be entered by the user. Okay, so in that case, we have to use the input function. Then I have taken one more variable similarly, that is B, and then the value of B has been entered, and then I have given the command inside the print function that is A plus B. Okay, and I'm getting the output that is 12. Clear? So this is about the interactive mode in Python. I hope this has been clear to every one of you. Now we are going to discuss our next mode, that is the script mode. So now just now only we have discussed about the interactive mode. When interactive mode is there, then why we need one more mode, that is script mode? What is the difference between the two? So the main difference between the two is that in interactive mode, we don't have an option so that we can save the program, whatever we have done in this Python idle shell in interactive mode. Okay, but we are getting this option for saving the program for our future reference, or if we want to modify, if we want to reuse it. So in that case, we have to prefer the script mode. So this is the main basic difference, that why we prefer script mode or why there is a need of script mode instead of interactive. Okay, and another thing, like interactive mode is suitable when you want to just execute hardly one or two commands. Okay, but if you want to write a program which contains more than one or two lines, so then in that case we prefer the script mode only. Okay, so here in script mode, what is written? So let's have a look. In script mode, we type Python program in a file and then use interpreter to execute the content of a file. Working in interactive mode is convenient for beginners and for testing small pieces of code, as one can test them immediately. But for coding of more than few lines, we should always save our code so that it can be modified and reused. Whatever I have explained just now, exactly the same has been written here. So now I'm going to show you the screen of the script mode, how it looks like and how we execute the program in script mode. Okay, children? Okay, so as you can see here that this is my this is my script mode as it is purely blank. No startup instruction, no command prompt that sign has been there. So this is my script mode. So how we can execute the program here? So here I need to write A equals to 9. Then I'm writing B equals to 4, and then I have taken one more variable, that is C equals to A plus B. Then I'm giving the command that is print C. Okay, so this code I have written. So now my second step is I need to save the program. So here I'm going to save it. I'm saving this program on desktop. So I'm giving PG program 1. Okay, so the extension of saving a file in Python is .py. It automatically takes. Otherwise, if you want to write, you can type over there. Okay, so I have saved. So now I'm going to show you this out. Yes, so as you can see here, the output 13 I'm getting over here, which is the interactive mode. Okay, so this is the basic difference between the interactive mode and the script mode in Python. Okay, so I believe up to this much it has been clear to you, whatever we have discussed, and the difference between the interactive and the script mode has been clear to every one of you. Okay, children? Yes, so now come to our next topic, that is tokens in Python. The first topic, tokens. What do you mean by this term token? Token basically a program. Tokens are basically the smallest individual unit in a program. Like what is written here, just have a look. A programming language consists of set of rules, keywords, identifiers, and other tools to let us write the computer program. Means if we are going to talk about any of the programming language, so that programming language must contain some kind of a rules or sets or keywords or identifier. So according to that only one can write the program, a computer program in that particular programming language. So here tokens in Python is, so in Python the word token refers to the smallest individual unit in a program. It is also called as the term that is lexical unit. Like just now I have shown you one program in script mode and one program in interactive mode. So over there I have taken few variable, I have used few inbuilt functions. So all these things have some special meaning in this Python programming language. So that is known as the term tokens over here. So that whenever we're going to run our program or execute our program, it will not generate any of the error. Okay. So the Python has the following tokens. The first one is keywords, second one is identifiers, then literals, then operators, and then punctuators. So now we are going to discuss each and every token in Python one by one. So the first one is keywords. Okay. What is keyword? Yes, before starting with the keyword, first of all, I'm going to tell you one sample program in Python. As you can look here, what I've written for A1 in range, and range are specified over there. As you can see here that here this F is coming in capital letter, but whenever we are writing this code in Python idle shell, this F, or you can say this for, is in small letter. As you all know that Python is a case sensitive language. If I'm writing for like this way, it will generate an error. Clear? Yes. So for AI in range 2 comma 10, what is this for? This for is a keyword, a reserved keyword in Python. A1 is what? A1 is a variable that user has created. Okay. This A1 is a variable. This for is the keyword in Python. This N is again the keyword in Python. Then this range is the inbuilt function in Python. Then what is this 2 and 10? These are the fixed constant value. Okay, or you can say the literals of number type. Okay, then this colon sign indicates the punctuator. This parenthesis also indicates the punctuator. Then come to next line here. If is written, if is again a keyword. A, again, I have taken one more variable, although I have taken A1 here, so I need to mention A1 here. Okay, A1 person 2 equal to 0. Then This percent is the operator, arithmetic operator. This two is again the constant fixed value. Then this equal is again the assignment operator. Okay. Sorry, this equal is the assignment operator. Equal is the conditional operator. Then zero is again the constant value. Then this colon is again the punctuator. So that means whatever you have written in the Python programming, everything has its own special meaning, and that is known as the term tokens in Python. Okay. Yes, so now come to our next topic, that is keywords in Python. Keywords are used to give some special meaning to the interpreter and are used by Python interpreter to recognize the structure of a program. Keywords are the some special kind of reserved words in Python, and those words have their own specification so that our interpreter would recognize it and will not generate any of the error at the time of executing. For example, and, del, from, not, while, elif, global, import, def, that is defining, for, in, all these are the reserved words in Python and will be known as the term that is keywords. Okay. So now I'm going to show you one sample program here in this Python idle shell that what I've already shown you. Let's have a look. For a in range, for a in range, so range here I'm giving 0 comma in colon, then I'm giving if a percent equal to 0 colon, then a. Okay, so this is a sample program I've written here. So now I need to save. This has been already saved. So now I'm going to show you the output screen. Yes, so as you can see here, so the number which has been divisible by 2, that is 2468, has been printed here. Okay, so this is the sample program in Python programming. And now I think you all will able to understand the term keyword in Python and what do you mean by this term tokens or lexical unit in Python. Okay, I hope whatever I have taught just now, it all has been clear to you. Right, children?